What happens if we don't is this thing, this racism, this discrimination, it doesn't only hurt, it doesn't only cause anger, it actually makes the body mutate. It causes changes in the body.
No, I'm not worried at all. I rely on God, Allah.
Sheikh Yaffa, I want to get you into this. This systemic racism that we see on the education level, and I know you're involved as well in terms of trying to educate and in the area of counseling and conflict management and all sorts of things. Do you see this perspective being shaped, like this type of perspective, like we are conditioned culturally to have certain outcomes for groups of people? What would you say, Sheikh Yaffa?
For example, in Dalhousie University, up till just a couple of years ago, in Dalhousie University's 200 years of history, they had not graduated more than 3 African Nova Scotians from the School of Medicine who had graduated and worked here in over 200 plus years, right? And actually, that was not by coincidence. One reason why they couldn't do that was that for somebody to be in the School of Medicine, you had to have a relative that had been in medicine. So for you to actually come to Halifax, you have to have come to Halifax first when you were born. So pretty much I'm saying you can never come to Halifax. So and then they say it is not systemic. So the medicine became a white profession. Nursing became a white profession. Every profession that has some kind of prestige or money or bring income, it became a white profession. So they limit the opportunities. So that is how it is really very systemic. And the system is struggling now even to make changes. Because I worked in the health system for close to 11 years as a consultant for diversity and inclusion, working mainly for First Nations people, African Nova Scotians, people with disabilities, and new immigrants. And the changing the system, as soon as you start talking, some people will come with this ridiculous idea of reverse racism, right? So they will say reverse racism. And what they mean by that is the rules are not fair. So you cannot put practices and policies in place that will allow some other people also to gain equal opportunities. So they see that as reverse racism. But my argument was racism means I see myself as better than you. Do these people actually see themselves as better than you? And in the Canadian Human Rights Act, it says that to introduce or to whatever the wording is, but to put in place practices or system or policies that will reverse historic discrimination is not a discrimination in itself. We can't start the race while your feet are in the mud and you have to travel 5 kilometers on the mud, and I'm on the plain field, and we are running, and I do 5 laps, and I come, and when it is time to say, listen, you got to slow down, I say, no, well, it's the same rule. It is not the same rule. We started on the wrong footing. We started on equal footing. So we have to actually reverse that, because what happens if we don't is this thing, this racism, this discrimination, it doesn't only hurt, it doesn't only cause anger, it actually makes the body mutate. It causes changes in the body. There was a documentary that was recorded in the United States, and this is really telling. They found that women who migrate from Africa to the United States and give birth to children, their birth weight and their health is as good as any white woman's child or any healthy child. But the women who were born in the United States that have gone through centuries of and generations of discrimination, generally their babies are lighter, are less healthier. And the only variable they could find is these women that came from Africa, which is supposed to be stereotypically poor and have nothing, The only variable is they never went through the extensive and lifelong discrimination that the ones that were born in the United States went through, right? So something has happened to the body of these people, these women, these poor women who grew through racism, fighting it, this microaggression every day, you know, wondering what somebody is going to say about you. But it's even telling than that the children of these African women, the continental African women, their children having gone through racism from childhood, when they give birth to children, their children have the same defect in general as the ones that have gone through historic racism. So for you to say it's not systemic, or for you to say people are just complaining, it's really turning blind eyes into something that is extremely difficult to handle.
Do I feel that the New York police are providing enough protection, or do I have to have protection of my own? I look for protection from Allah.